all of these examples are going to practice the things that we've been doing already in 2.3. It'll just bring in, like, sometimes there's just little things that are different, so we'll do some more examples together. We'll do a bunch of them together, and then I'll give you time to work on homework from 2.4 or the homework from 2.3 before. First of all, we factor. So on the top, this can factor to x minus 4, x minus 1. On the bottom, maybe by now you've seen this enough times that you start to get used to it. When you have something like 1 minus x, if you factor a negative out of there, then you can write it as x minus 1. This will be important in this situation because when we look at step 1, when we think about our non-permissible value, our non-permissible value is x can't equal 1, but now that we factored out that negative, and those two factors are identical and they cancel, that tells us that there's a hole. There's a hole at 1 comma something. To find out what that something is, after you cancel it out, what are you left with? You're left with x minus 4, but you have to remember there's still a negative on the bottom. So I'm going to write it first just like that. There's still that negative on the bottom. That would be like a negative 1 on the bottom. You can't just write a negative without anything. And that negative on the bottom means that this is the same as negative x plus 4. Because you could divide the x by the negative 1 and the negative 4 by the negative 1. Now, to find out where our hole is, we plug in 1 into that equation, negative 1 plus 4. That tells us that this has to be a 3. Our hole is going to be at 1 comma 3. Two was horizontal asymptotes and oblique asymptotes. And some of you came across this same similar question in the homework earlier today. When this simplifies, you just have this. What kind of graph is this? This is just a line. Once it's simplified, this becomes not applicable. Okay, another abbreviation. Great. We have so many abbreviations in this one. You don't have to worry about that. Not applicable is normally with a, is that how they write it? When it's in a document with a slash in between. There we go. Not applicable. We don't have to worry about that. We can still do our x-intercepts and y-intercepts. How do you find an x-intercept? You plug in, or sorry, let's start with our y-intercept. Y-intercept, 0 in for x, you'll get y equals 4. Our x-intercept, 0 in for y, and you'll get x equals 4. Do we have enough information to graph this? I think so. Let's see. Set up our graph. No asymptotes whatsoever. We have y-intercept of 4, an x-intercept of 4. You could also just graph this using your y-intercept of 4 and a slope of negative 1. Our graph has a hole at 1 comma 3. And this is what our graph is going to look like. Question number 3 you can do from the homework for later.